नई सदी, नया साल, नया महीना, खबरें भी नई। चंद्रयान से आसमान तक, देश से विदेश तक, बाजार से जन सरोकार तक, सब पर है हमारी पकड़। देखिए देखिए खबर सदीनामा सदीनामा सदीनामा।
श्री मोहम्मद हामिद अंसारी, डॉक्टर शरद कुमार अग्रवाल, श्री प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर रॉय के जॉर्ज, Shri Mallikarjun Kharge, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the award ceremony of the Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development 2022. This prize, instituted in the name of one of the most remarkable leaders of the 20th century, aims to honor women, men, and institutions that have done exemplary work in the service of humanity and our shared home, our planet. The prize endeavors to promote the cause that Indiraji herself championed and worked for in her astonishing career. The life of Indira Gandhi will stand out for her tremendous ability to fight against odds, be it her political career, where she challenged orthodoxy to introduce equity-oriented pro-poor policy, be it her fight to defeat hunger in the international environment that disliked self-respecting sovereign states, be it her extraordinary work to quell divisive tendency in India, be it her unparalleled role in the creation of a new nation to honor people's aspirations. She was a valiant crusader of people's causes. Her stewardship in India also saw the enactment and implementation of the National Health Policy in 1983 that laid the foundations for a more comprehensive and accessible health system. It brought together promotive, preventive, and curative health services and a vital expansion of rural health outreach. The COVID-19 pandemic is the most devastating event that we have witnessed this century. It spared no country, no community, and no family. During the nightmare of COVID-19, we saw at first hand how our doctors, nurses, paramedics, karamcharis, and volunteers rose to the challenge that this horrific pandemic brought upon our country and the world. They battled a disease of which nothing was known, a virus that respected no boundaries, that afflicted both patient and doctor, that harmed the sick and the nurse, the paramedic, and even those that guarded, supplied, and managed our hospitals. And yet, this community of people, a community that we have trusted our lives with, rose up to show us the true essence of human resolve, tenacity, resilience, and compassion. At enormous cost to themselves and their families, the medical fraternity worked unprecedented hours with little thought to their own welfare. Exhausted, they fought the unknown enemy for their fellow human beings in a spirit of humanity rarely witnessed. In our darkest hours, they were a beacon of hope to the millions infected and affected by the deadly virus. We are all immensely grateful to our COVID warriors. From the day the first COVID case hit our nation, all through the excruciating months and years, these COVID warriors soldiered on despite physical and mental exhaustion. They soldiered on with no answer for the frightened and desperate family, friends, and loved ones. They soldiered on. With medicines, equipment, oxygen, and beds running short, with panic gripping the entire population, they soldiered on. These COVID warriors were all that really stood between this virus, and the people. Indiraji had said, and I quote, "My grandfather once told me that there were two kinds of people, those who do the work and those who take the credit. He told me to try to be in the first group because there was much less competition there," unquote. Our COVID warriors belong to the first cohort. It is those they worked selflessly for who gratefully give them credit. The Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development 2022, awarded today to the Indian Medical Association and the Trained Nurses Association of India jointly as representatives of the COVID warriors as symbolic of the medical fraternity in India. The prize honors each and every doctor, nurse, paramedic, and karamchari for their selfless service. Not only for their service, for their unflinching dedication and perseverance in the face of adversity. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Respected Sonia Gandhi ji, members of the jury present here, all the recipients of the award through their designated representatives, Dr. Agarwal and Professor George, and friends. The Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust was established in 1985 to honor the life and propagate the legacy of the late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and to carry forward the many causes which were dear to her. The Trust awards every year the Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development. The areas of activity close to Indiraji's heart were issues of development and human development. And foremost among these was disease and healthcare. The latter were put to a devastating test during the COVID pandemic in the year 2020 and 2021. After initial confusion about the treatment, aggravated by data paucity and data opacity, it was realized in medical circles that management of its complications relied on supportive care and oxygen supplementation via non-invasive or mechanical ventilation. Despite these handicaps, the very large number of medical personnel, doctors, nurses, paramedics, and the support personnel constituting the medical fraternity of the country responded to the challenges splendidly and often at the cost of their welfare and even lives. The impact of the pandemic on all aspects of the national life and on the country's economy was enormous. According to one study, the estimated quarterly impact of COVID-19 in 2021, beginning with the initial lockdown and apart from being personal and psychological, was most noticeable in areas of trade and travel industry, construction and manufacturing. Its implications were most acutely felt by the migrant population and the daily wage earners, for whom the correctives were least timely and adequate. The ranks of the COVID warriors came from all segments of our people and from all parts of the country. Their experience, collective and individual, cannot be adequately recorded. They suffered on two counts: as individuals, as members of society, and collectively as members of a category of citizens required to undertake socially required duties without fail. Today, the price is to these unnamed warriors through their representatives present here today. Jai Hind.
नई सदी, नया साल, नया महीना, खबरें भी नई। चंद्रयान से आसमान तक, देश से विदेश तक, बाजार से जन सरोकार तक, सब पर है हमारी पकड़। देखिए खबर सदीनामा, सदीनामा, सदीनामा।